Mother wins lawsuit against woke California school district trying to transition her daughter. Here's a clip.
You all remember when we were kids, the first day of school was practically a national holiday for our parents. They couldn't wait to get us out of the house. Considering how the public educational system has deteriorated amid woke agendas, deplorable curriculums, or whatever else, many parents rightfully dread the day when they have to send their kids back to the classroom now. Fortunately, parents are regaining their parental rights. A California mother was recently awarded a six-figure settlement after successfully arguing that her then 11-year-old daughter was socially transitioned into a trans boy back in 2019. When the daughter was told by school officials, she was indoctrinated by school officials that she didn't know who she truly was inside. Right. What's even more outrageous, though, is that the child was allowed to use boys' bathrooms and male pronouns in class. All of this was hidden from the mother, who had no idea what was happening within the school walls. With that, I'd like to welcome in the mother, Jessica Conan, and alongside her daughter, Alicia, and the family's attorney, Eric Sell. All right, so, Alicia, I got to ask, do you feel like the teachers pushed this on you?
I feel like the school that I went to and the staff that were there definitely pushed it, because I was a girl, and now I am a girl, and they had no right to do what they did. And there's times where I don't even know why this happened. And during that time, I was very confused. And
the teachers are so mean.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, Jessica, you seem like a boy, so you're a boy.
I mean, obviously you sued, but like, if as a parent, I have 3 kids, I would flip out if I found out about this. How did you find out this was going down?
Well, I agree with you. I did flip out. I honestly did not know how to take a lot of it, but I found out through a school meeting. I was told that I needed to come over and we needed to talk about things. And the whole time in the meeting, it was never my daughter speaking to me, saying anything, any of these wishes. It was always, the staff that was mentioning things and telling me how it was going to be, that this is now your son and this is his new name and you need to start referring to the pronouns and he will be entitled to use the men's restroom. And you know what, to be honest, I cried. I did not know how to take it. I was so angry and so emotional. And I remember looking over at Alicia and she was just crying. And she was like, it was like she was trying to speak, but she couldn't even have her own voice.
I would have lost my mind. You have much more control than I do, because I would have been off the rails. Eric, throughout this, you file the lawsuit, okay? You go to court. What is the school's argument saying? Oh, no, we're not guilty of anything. Like, how do they make that justification in any factor?
Look, schools across the country are making these same arguments, and it's particularly problematic in California. But these schools think that they're helping kids by keeping secrets from their parents. That's the bottom line here. They think that by providing a safe space for these kids to explore their gender identity,
it doesn't even seem like
to a new gender.
They don't even seem like keeping a secret for this girl anyway. It's probably a lot like this for a lot of kids. They probably are just like, we need to push them on this. So let alone keeping it a secret, they're just pushing it on them. It's disgusting.
Identity is somehow helping these kids when they're keeping the parents in the dark. And that's the complete opposite of what they should be doing. They should be fostering and facilitating these relationships with the parents and not keeping secrets.
Alicia, have you gotten any backlash at school since this lawsuit? Are people kind of saying, oh, maybe we shouldn't have done that? Or are they doubling down on it?
I've gotten nothing but positive support from my peers and the current school that I go to.
So they better with a mom like that.
But everyone's just been completely supportive, and they've been really wanting what's best for me.
Yeah. Well, Mom, you are truly a titan in this one. What was it like going through this legal battle? And when you come out the other side, have the school, has anybody apologized to you, or have they just kind of buried their head in the sand, paid the money, and just forced to go along with what the court said?
Well, initially starting the lawsuit, of course it's emotional and it's traumatic and we have to relive, this full story in detail. And it took us a while to get there, but through that time, we were strengthened together and we just came together and we were able to tackle this. We knew that we wanted to fight this. I have not gotten any apology. Alicia has not gotten any type of apology. I'm sure that we will never get an apology, but I do know that, you know, they'll think twice.
Right.
Schools will think twice because this is not okay for our kids, you know. Let's go take back these schools. You guys, those are our children, and we have voices.
Eric, I got about 15 seconds left. Where do people go who might be having a similar problem if they want to get in contact with you or someone who can help?
Well, if you're having a similar problem as Jessica had, go to our website, libertycenter.org, and you can support our work there, get in touch with us there. But also, I encourage you to parents to speak to your kids, speak to your kids' schools, go to your school board meetings, go to your state legislature, and make sure that schools are not allowed to keep these secrets from parents.
Boom. Jessica, Alicia, Eric, appreciate you coming on. Congratulations.
Very interesting. Yeah, this is awesome. It's like the tide is turning the other way. You know, that's it. It's awesome. All this stuff that's gotten into the schools and the whole industry of doing all this stuff to kids. People are starting to fight back. They're starting to go to school board meetings. They're filing lawsuits. They're pushing back on this. Because these indoctrinated teachers, they just want to push this because that's what they think is right or something. I don't really understand. But a lot of these people, they're just woke teachers. So they're just like, oh, we're just going to push it on them because that's what they naturally do, because that's how they lean politically, whether the kid wants to or not. And then keeping it a secret from the parents on top of that, it's outrageous. So like I was saying earlier, it's like they weren't even caring about keeping a secret from them. What they were, but they were also pushing the kid at the same time. It's like, wow, it's just, it's insane. This is it's crazy because I always want to say, get your kids out of public schools. I always say that, but it's complicated. But homeschooling now, all the homeschooling programs and stuff, after a kid hits a certain age, they can probably learn on their own with some type of online homeschooling. I mean, you got stuff like Brilliant and stuff that adults are always using, and all these new services like Nebula and CuriosityStream that you can teach them a lot of stuff. And you could probably go on forums and stuff. They could type in there, you know, school forums. Probably don't want your kids just going on random forums. But you see my point, you know, where they could talk to other kids and stuff like that. I'm sure there's services like that. I don't have kids, so I'm not 100% sure on exactly which programs those would be or anything. But find a different program. Find, what do they call it? They're like small neighborhood schools. I forgot what the terminology is for it, but you get someone like that, a stay-at-home mom, maybe she can teach the kids, you know. And again, most of the stuff that you did, it would just be questions that the kids would have, because they could just learn most of it online, and then they can just chill with each other and learn stuff at, you know, the smaller school or charter schools. Push for those. I think there's there's a lot of options. I know it's hard, but you know, that's your kids. You know, it's just like this. If you send them to certain public schools like this is what happens. Even private schools. Elon Musk just came out and was saying his the private school in LA that his daughter goes to turned into a full-blown communist, and now she won't even talk to him. Schools are scary, man. If you just have this authority figures over them 7 or 5 days a week, almost the entire year, this is what happens. And then their friends get indoctrinated by this stuff, and then they push it on to the other people. And if you speak out, oh no, you're weird. So the whole system is just, I don't like it. People are like, well, if you don't send your kids to school, they're going to go socializing. Like, there's not a million programs for kids, like sports or any number of things outside of schools. But, you know, you can have all that, but then the socializing that they do get at schools, it seems like a lot of it is negative. There's bullying, and then there's these indoctrinations from these teachers. I've said before, they're like public prisons in a way, because you don't know who your kid's going to school with. Every time I see a bullying story, I think that this person's that's bullying your kid, their parents could both be in prison, and they just live with their grandparents, and then they're just around your kid for some reason. Like, imagine if you were in that situation. You know, you're probably, I guess it depends where you work, but your job's going to vet the person, so they're going to be pretty safe. You're not going to, be friends with those type of people, most likely, if you're not like into crime and stuff, you're not going to be friends with those people. So how would they get in your lives? But with kids, they're just forced into their lives. They'll just be sitting behind them at a desk, and they have no choice. So I don't know. Schools to me are just a giant mess. Charter schools are better. Private schools are better. But homeschooling, I think, is the best. Or like small neighborhood schools, like I was saying. Just the whole education system really needs a whole overhaul. And I'm hoping the internet can really help do that and people being more informed. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe for daily news updates, smash that like button, share this video with your friends, and share your thoughts on the story in the comments below. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.